where did I leave my hat?
Snod was using it as a teaching aid.
What? Oh, I suppose you'll say, teaching the kobolds what not to wear or similar. Yes?
No, I think that hat was actually very snazzy. It suited your sophisticated persona marvellously.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say. Wait, was?
Yeah, I wouldn't think you'd want to wear it now.
Why? What's Snodford teaching those bog-hogging hobgoblins now?
House training.
With my hat?
Well, Dave melted all depends.
Dave! Oh, what's the point? Tell him there's a priceless Ming vase in the trunk in my room.
Yeah, he knows.
He... Kutam Milunudis Wamid. Welcome one and all to the milk float covered in sticks and leaves that our dwarves walked away from whistling that we all call Mirrorgleam. It's almost a new year under the Mirror of Destiny, and that'll make it the 4th numbered year we've seen at this fortress. It's been 2 and a bit actual years, which is why I don't feel so bad that we've still got a dirt hole dormitory. Well, they've got their sacrificial altar in the temple to no particular, god of receptionists, waiting rooms, and queuing. I'm sure I saw Inod at it yesterday, tearing apart a yellow pages. And to any who think that joke dates me, I say, of course not. I was born before the concept of such things. Back then we called them the light orange pages. Talking of Inod, here she is. As before, pause if you'd like to get the full gist without my waffling. The first thing of note is how incurious she is about the world, which pairs nicely with her light bigotry, preference to not reveal personal information, and general lack of happiness or enthusiasm. These aren't new things, unlike her reduction in extremity. That is to say, she's become less extreme since meeting Domas. She isn't missing fingers. Me knows how she managed to snag her potato-hoarding corpulent lover. Literally in this case, she was holding a door open for him and the handle caught on his belt loop. I work in mysterious ways, by which I mean I found it funny. She does have redeeming features. She's confident in situations requiring her skills, makes sure to take extra time to obsess over details, and only slightly completely crumbles in the face of minor inconveniences. More seriously, she's a sharp intellect with a good memory, and she's great in social situations. Her time at the mountain home was then a sad one. Her brilliance underutilized as a basic drink server in a seedy back-alley tavern. The same tavern where she caught her current lover, Providence once again proving to be my middle name. Though, of course, long-time watchers will know it to actually be Margarine. Here you can see a new area the dwarves have dug out just below our stockpile corridor to the south of the well. This sewer grate shape has been designated as a pond, and we shall shortly be seeing somebody start the process of dumping water down the holes to the room below. This one bucket line of individuals coming as and when will eventually line the bottom of the floor below with a layer of icky, sticky mud. Long-time players of Dwarf Fortress will recognise this as a way to start farms off underground, as cavern plants won't grow on bare rock. Would that this were what that was, because that would at least work. Instead, what I was attempting to do was to create a grazing area below ground. I wanted this space filled with yummy, scrummy cave moss that the animals could subsist off of. It turns out you actually need access to the cavern layers for the moss spores to propagate through the fort. I will say that again for anybody not listening. This game replicates the movement of bloody spores to simulate the spread of moss. Oh, bloody me, it's a mountain gnome! These mischievous little blighters are worse than they look. They don't look exactly fantastic anyway. Yick! Worse than their hairy little bare bottoms scooting across the clean floors is their habit of kicking over any barrel they find to end up blind drunk in the tide ale waves that follow. This one's currently still painting the floor brown, but it won't be long before it makes its way back to the storage corridor. Yes, here we go. Nope, chased off for a second. Dodging the dwarves. And out the door. Luckily, all of our drinks are stored in the kitchen and dining hall. Yes, there he goes, pelting around the surface in the snow without a care in the world. They can do this, bounding through freezing drifts, thanks to their beards being incredible insulators, and their being so drunk as to not notice most of the time. Oh, looks like he's gotten into a tussle with the fortress dog. Normally should be off fighting mountain goats, so this is very unfortunate. Seems to have survived the ordeal though, so no mountain, no mittens for any of our dwarves, sad to say. They'll have to settle for the wamblers. Oh, and talking of goat, looks like one of them has been chased into the cage traps I set up to catch the gnomes. I wasn't kidding about their beards, it's bloody good stuff. Now, we've already got sheep, so we don't need a goat, but it would be nice to have a cheese in the larder that doesn't make people cringe at the thought of it. I know all mammals do lactate, but that's no reason to make cheese that keeps warm when it's wet and squeaks when you chew it. No apologies for making you imagine biting wool. I feast on your mental squirming. Oh dear, our plump helmets seem to be withering too. This means either Shem is slacking or we've run out of storage pots for food. Probably the latter, so we'd better get to utilising the stone we dug out for our now useless pond area. It could also be the cold, I suppose. It's enough to wither anybody's plump helmets. Except the gnomes. Snodford? Where are you, you rock pool-dwelling barnacle nibbler?
He has gone to the shed for more receptacles.
What? More? I thought he was house trading them. I mean, I know they usually just go in the garden, but there's receptacles everywhere now. How is this better?
He has started a new cleaning business.
Right. Oh, me, no. You mean he's getting the kobolds to do it inside? That's not what house training means.
Yep. He's already got Alpha Team scoping out prospective future clients.
Alpha Team? Gainsborough, how do you deal with this nonsense?
I try to keep above it all. When it gets hard, I go see my missus.
Right.
She's my rock.
Oh, me, you said it. We had a comment on last episode that I wanted to draw attention to. This one here from Berg0110, where they write, apparently in utter disbelief, regarding my assertion that dwarves don't wear underwear. I thought it probably prudent, therefore, to just quickly assert that for the dwarves of Mirrorgleam, and for other forts I'm sure, though thinking about it I didn't really check, underwear is something that they very much do without. Socks, yes. Gloves or mittens, certainly. Even multiple scarves or hats at times. But never, and I can't stress this enough, underwear. Trust me when I say some of these trousers have the power to kill a yak. From 200 yards away. With brined gussets! That's smellokinesis, Kyle. Incidentally, do please practice your house training in another room, would you? His name's not actually Kyle, but it worked for the reference. Well, it's now midsummer of year 41. Still not seeing a repeat of last year's fruity bounty, but given we're stuffed to bursting with plump helmets, things should be fine. I'm not very happy with how miserable our dwarves are getting, though. There's a lot of work to do, true, but more than that, and the unfortunate rotten meals incident, I think the issue is it's been nearly 3 years our milkmen have been in hiding, and despite the war with the elves, the heat hasn't died down. Couple that with it becoming more apparent to our upstanding Shem, Ast and Moses that this little venture was a little more than a little devious. We'll need to take a good long hard look at the future of the fort. It may be if tempers don't mellow that we split our group up and have them go their separate ways. For now we're following our outpost liaison Cador. Wait, another new dwarf? Melbill Stockade Trust. A very sour-looking individual who appears to have absolutely no skills whatsoever, despite being 61 years of age. How very suspicious. For now, we'll just get to the trade requests and say no more. No, more new news. Who wants to bet it's more war stuff? We're requesting leather and wood. Canyon Humor want crutches. Oh damn, I guess the war effort really is going badly. Now we'll get down to grabbing some of last year's requested items. If I can coax the milkmen out of their long trench coats and turn down trilbies before the traders leave. Oh, and I was right, just more war nonsense. I don't know why I bother checking anymore. Right, Caravan has gone. I've decided a rest is as good as a change and have allowed the dwarves access only to the dormitory, the temple, the dining hall/kitchen, and the farm. Well, we don't want more withered plump helmets after all. So yes, relax, dwarves. As you can see, it's now late winter and moods have dropped even lower. Now I get it. 7 pairs of hands is not nearly as much as you'd like at this point in a fortress's life, but more hands means more arms, which will be attached to more bodies, which will bring more heads, that'll have more ears, eyes and noses to sniff out the nefarious deeds our milkmen wish to return to. This is the same reason we've not breached the caverns yet. We're still far too small a group to be able to deal with dwellers and beasts, and I'm not living with less than 100 frames per second until I absolutely have to. It isn't working. Reading into the dwarves' needs, it would seem a good portion are just bored with a secluded life in the mountains. Well, we're not going to fix boredom with months of prayer. Get back to work, you layabouts. I don't know. You tried to be nice for once. And as if to underline the feeling in the fort, Shem has begun fishing in the muddy puddles. He is one of the worst for being bored and frustrated, and this does appear to have driven him completely mad. Oh, no, he's kicked it and has gone back to helping with the harvest. I should change that so just Moses does it. Wait, no, spoke too soon, he's back at it. Let's do our deep dive now. Oh, good me, he's even filling the bloody pond he's fishing from. Dang jelly-brain weirdo. So, you know the drill, pause if you'd like. He likes a brawl, but is fearful of imminent danger. He's slow to anger, doesn't hate, tries to return favours, finds helping others emotionally rewarding. Not lustful, polite, observes rules and decorum. If all of this is painting you a picture of a dwarf wetter than a frog in a rainstorm, then you're not far off. Here he is, attempting to strike a power pose, but looking like he's just rebrined his kegs. He's a trusting fool, somehow tricked into thinking Yoris Ten Thumbs was a musical master by having never heard him play, nor met anybody else that ever saw him perform. At the time, he was a simple sock darner with dreams of dimension-wide stardom. I suppose not all of the blame can be put directly at his feet, but I mean, come on. Eurist asked him for a couple of honest, upstanding and legitimate friends to start a business venture with, all whilst Domas and Adil were making furtive gestures towards the door. It's not hard to see why Ast and Moses are in a mood with him. Ha! Here's another callback. See this dwarven wheat flour roast? Bloody bread, my left nostril. I told you I knew minced flour when I saw it. Vindication! Moving on. Seeing as our underground grazing spot isn't going to work out for a while, I've decided to try something else. Here we have a dirty hole carved into the dirty dirt at the side of the dirty mountain, and what I'm hoping beyond hope for here is that the grass from the slope spreads inside. Now, I don't know if it'll work, but I can hope, and worst case, you lot might feel the need to poke fun at me in the comments, and that's beautiful interactions for the YouTube algorithm, the true god in these parts. Oh, and why not subscribe if you're not already? You've gotten past all the rude jokes, so either you're exactly perfect for us, or asleep. In which case, listen to this. And Melville is back. Still no skills showing. I thought maybe we just needed to have a little conversation to loosen her lips. And no dice. I really think she might be somebody from the mountain home trying to sneak some evidence of wrongdoing out of somebody. Best we keep an eye on her, which will be easy while we discuss trade requests. Much to share. Ha! Fool me thrice. Just leather for us next year. We weren't really prepared for this year, so only really bought the wood. Canyon Humor want ammunition and plants. The first I get. But what? Has the war spread to the daisy fields? I hope not. Morale is low here as it is. That would probably finish our dwarves off. And, oh fine, we'll take a look. Ha! It's all political upheaval. Not war stuff. But still duller than a kobold's pimple mirror. And that's going to be it for another fortnight. With Mirrorgleam on the brink of a tantrum spiral, us one goat richer, Shem still bobbing for mud apples, and the fuzz breathing down our necks. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, John wanted to add that illness has scuppered the 1000 sub special episode thing he had planned, but that it's not completely gone, just shelved until some spare time shows itself. Maybe around Christmas. We could do it drunk in a party hat. Wouldn't that be nice? As always, it's been a pleasure making mouth sounds at you, and I'll see you all again next time. Anus Eshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anus Eshon. There's not a single cup, mug, bowl, vase or spoon free of their dirty leavings anywhere in the whole damn house.
Yeah, I was getting at that. See, for a nominal fee I could...
You're trying to swindle me? You live here too!
Alright, I'll pay off.
You'll... Oh, snod it. Alright then. Oh, I didn't tell you. He actually said it.
No!